Ross, how's it going?
Hey Tim,
How was your Thanksgiving?
it's good. Ate too way too much as usual.
Oh,
Never learned my lesson, but always good to hang out with the family and all that.
yeah.
Decided to get powered through the holiday season here with the team cranking out a bunch of new updates. So excited to share a bunch of new things and also some of the other things, especially the I got updates on the two-factor as well.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah, cool. Yeah. So as more people start filling in here for everyone watching on YouTube, all the links that I mentioned for everything will be linked down below in the video description. And
Are you going to chat a little bit about some of these OpenAI announcements, these 12 days of
yeah, I
Christmas?
mean, yeah, we can start with that. Honestly, I was just looking at their latest one with the Canvas stuff, which is going to be very interesting. So, but I mean, yeah, last few days, Sora's kind of taken, I think, at least Twitter by storm right now. Seems like.
Mhm.
What do you think about it?
Okay, although it's not going to be available in the UK and the EU, so we're going to miss out. So we're going to be looking at a different solution, aren't we? I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah,
I don't know if that's just a short term thing, or whether they'll open it up, or whether they think it's because of things like GDPR and
right,
regulation in
yeah,
Europe, which is
regulation.
different to the States and other parts of the world. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, yeah, especially for other features that might have been in that $200 plan that you might no longer. Because I saw that even in the $200 plan, it's only like 20 seconds of video generation or something, I think. So still, I think it's yeah, still very early, but it's like nerd Christmas all before Christmas right now, you know?
Yeah, yeah. The thing I keep seeing a little bit, and I wanted to ask you about this, is the agentic AI.
Hmm.
So people are talking about how that's like maybe not right now, but in 2025, where agentic AI might come along, and you're going to have AI bots that are going to, or AIs themselves, which are going to go and do specific things, and then they'll work together to give you solutions. I just wonder how that might affect us in terms of
Exactly.
the platform and what we're doing. So it'd be good to get your steer on that as well.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, great question. I think the early thing that we developed to go on the path that eventually is that future is currently the custom functions feature, which allows you to create those, basically create your own integrations with your own platform, your own brand, all that goodness. Where I see this going is those AI agents and that process to create those AI agents and those custom integrations becomes easier and potentially automated with AI doing that process for you. So right now, where you have to even, and this is the same process with creating like a custom GPT, you have to go in and paste in the correct JSON formatting of the data. You have to create some sort of third-party code that is running, which now with this update today, seems like you could do that directly inside of ChatGPT, which would then cut out the need for something like a replit or having to host your code on another platform. There's still going to be the need for how the use case is going to be described and then be able to be implemented in a way that is not only technically possible, but within the realm of what is actually going to be useful for the business and the end users. So I don't think it's going to necessarily, I mean, all these updates, it's always in the frame of how can we add these features or updates to the client base. That way you guys can take advantage of them as quickly as possible. And I think we're just seeing more and more of those updates come out over these next 12 days.
Yeah. You think he's holding a big one till last? Do you think there's going to be like
Probably,
a GPT-5 like just sat there in the background going, "I've given you all
maybe.
this, guys, but actually this is the wrapper. Here you go, boom."
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. we could go. I mean, yeah, we could go on for forever on. I mean, I'm sure there's Twitter threads that I was reading earlier that were quite extensive on these topics of,
There's a lot of rabbit holes. Yeah.
yeah, here are the top 10 things that people are gonna see in this next week.
Yeah.
But speaking of top 10 things of new things this week, with Stammer, we've got a couple new updates released this last week as well, which is pretty exciting. One of them is uh, one of them is the Conversations AI summary, which is one of the features that has been requested for quite a while. It's now included with a secondary prompt, which allows you to essentially take the conversation that a user has along with this new prompt that gets sent to OpenAI to then generate a response, at which point you can then send it via email or webhook and or include any of the other stats or information that you would like. So if you go in here, you can see that there's a new prompt in here. And so you can update this to be whatever you want. We've been testing it from the point of view of summarization, but you could also use it in the sense of doing data extraction. You could, run it to do emails, to send notifications to your team, whatever it may be. There's a lot of options that you could do here. So this is now live, and it's within the summary tab on every single new or every single AI agent. So you can just come in here and see it or see the prompt. When one is generated for a conversation, it's going to be held inside the conversation itself. So you can see there's a new little button here. When you click this, you have the ability to generate a new summary if it's not already generated. And if one has been generated, you can see the response down below. And again, this can be sent automatically, or you can just have it be stored here. And that's that. So that's now out. There's also a fair amount of smaller updates and fixes from edge cases and things that customers have reported over the past week. If you want to see more information on those in depth, you can go to roadmap.stammer.ai and see all of our changelog updates, as well as update or add any new items that you'd like to see on the platform to the public roadmap. So that's the current updates for this week. Next week, we're going to have a couple more things come out. One of them is, Tim, the item that you requested, which is the two-factor authentication piece. So this will be available for agencies and sub-account users when they try to log into a white label account. They will be able to use the Authenticator or the Google Authenticator apps, scan the QR code, and then it will send them the code, and you verify and enter it in. And then when you go to log in to the account, it will then prompt you to do the process of getting the code and entering the code. So hopefully that will work for
That's
your
awesome. Yeah, really good.
use case. Perfect. Cool. Yeah. So that should be out within the next week or so, and again available to all users. And it's not forced. So if you want to use it, you can, but it's you don't need to use it. Cool. So the other thing is another one of the resources that I'm actively working on updating. This was probably one of our most valuable assets that agencies really enjoyed receiving. It's, I think, email 6 or 7 or something in the flow, but I just wanted to reiterate because I'm going to be posting the link to it right here in the chat, as well as down in the description down below for everyone watching on YouTube. This has basically all of the guides, resources, and information that we collected and gave out to all of the agencies throughout this year, 2024. It has a ton of stuff on optimization of your website, social media, general AI and agency practices that we found to be useful and helpful. It's kind of everything in one place. So, super useful resource. This will be updated or not taken down, but it'll be updated for 2025 as we start to see what works in 2025. So that's all there for you guys. And then if anybody has any general questions or comments or concerns, we can go over that. And you can either put it in the chat or start talking.
Hey Ross, how are you guys?
Howdy. Hey, Eddie. How's it going?
Hey. Good, good. I'm new to Stammer, so loving it so far. Trying to build solutions for clients, for my clients.
Awesome.
I have a question about the calendar and integration.
Hmm.
So, uh, because my client, I don't need to give access to my clients
Okay.
for Stammer. So I I asked sorry, what's his name?
Drew, maybe?
Drew. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for an answer. So first of all, how can I connect client to a calendar without giving him permission to access Stammer?
Uh, the way to do that would be if you could get access to their calendar or their login to their calendar, then you could log in on their behalf.
If I'm not,
If they're not, then
the only option is just to put like a Calendly link in the ChatGPT in the like if you do want to book an appointment, so I just put the link in the
yeah,
chat. That's it.
that would totally work. Yeah.
This is the only option.
If you're not able to log in or
Yeah.
connect to their account in any way, then unfortunately, yeah, that would be the only option.
All right. Um, and when I can I share a screen?
Sure.
All right. So it just if we would just show you, it will be easier. Just a second. Can you see the screen? So
Yep.
when I do the SAS configuration and I have like the basic like basic pro and
Hmm.
premium, when a client sign in, it's supposed to do like automated sub account. But
Hmm.
when it does, it sends an email to the client. Now, because I don't need to give access to a client, like my question is if there isn't any form of
Got it. So where
sorry.
you can take payment for their account, but then it's not generated automatically
Yeah,
for
like
them.
the notify user should like take it
Hmm.
off from the automatic agency when you sign in.
Got it. Yeah. So right now, the way that you could do that would be, uh, let's see. Well, you have the option to create the account manually, but then you'd still have to take payment in another way. Um, well, I'm gonna write this down as an item that we can get added to where there will be an option in the SAS configurator that will allow you to
Just to
not, yeah,
this option.
exactly. Yeah. So turn off notify user in the
Yeah.
SAS configurator. Yep.
And also the password is it's the same all the time. Like if the user, like if someone subscribed to one of the options, he gets the same password all the time. Is it true? Because I never tried to sign in like payment.
Like the default generated password?
Yeah.
No, that should be unique for every new
Mm,
account.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And one last thing, for some reason, when I create a manually sub account and I go to the sub account, if a client wants to if I want to upgrade him or if I send him a link, it shows me only one option. It doesn't show me the three options. I don't know if I should open a ticket or
Got it.
you know what I mean?
Um,
If I build like three options,
mhm, mhm.
it shows me only one. Now, I don't know if it's because it's manually
So
or
in the one, so go in here, scroll to one that's not showing to a user or in your SaaS configurator.
so for example, I have the basic,
Yep.
the full, and
Okay, so click edit on the pro. Okay, all right. And then see that option right below pro that says show package. So just enable that. Yeah,
uh, uh,
there we go.
no,
And then that should do it.
great. All right, great.
Cool.
Can I ask another one?
Sure.
In the scheduling, because we talked already about it, I try to understand what it is for, the webhook.
So when someone schedules an appointment, so it's very similar to the email notification that you have enabled below.
Mhm.
However, instead of it being formatted and sent via email, the data is formatted into JSON and sent via a webhook.
Mhm. I
So,
understand.
so you could receive that data in something like a Zapier or a GHL or some other platform that accepts incoming data via webhook.
All right, great.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, and I'll make sure to get the that item to add to the stack, turn off, notify user in the
Yeah,
SaaS
that would
configurator.
be great. Because most of like the clients that I'm targeting are have like they don't want another program or another
To
thing
manage.
to
Yep.
manage. So
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah. All right. Thanks.
Cool. Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, Lucas. Thanks for joining.
Hey there, hey there. Thank you. How are you?
Doing good. Just working on some of the next updates. We got, I think right before you joined, just mentioned some new things. We got the conversation summaries with a secondary prompt that is out and live, which is very exciting. And
Amazing.
then we also got our two-factor authentication feature is going to be coming out next
Oh,
week.
great.
So
Thank you.
that'll be another good one.
Cool, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Um, but yeah, I guess other than that, if anybody, Tim, do you have any other questions or anything you want to mention?
No, I did share in the Discord the brochure that we use, like the one page PDF, and I just had some questions going back to that thing we talked about with just some bullet points that we can add about data security. So the
Yes.
two-factor authentication will be fantastic. That's on there. And then I think I also mentioned, where which platform are we hosting on, how the data's secured, sort of the knowledge base documentation is protected, that kind of thing. It's almost like a data security wrapper. If we can have that as in a document that we can just leave with clients, it just ticks another box. It's just a nice thing to have.
Yep. Sounds good. One of the things I've seen in some other platforms recently is they've added like multiple login buttons where they have like an EU login button versus a USA login button. Have you started to notice that at all?
No, not
things?
yet. But
No?
I'll do some
Okay.
digging.
So yeah, that might be something in the future that we look at. And it's interesting. It's like eu.app.something.com versus US dot. So,
Mm.
and to me, that means that they structured or duplicated their system into like a self-hosted server in Europe somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, I wrote that down. I'll get those answered.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, if there's no other questions, I think we'll call it there for this week. We'll do one more next week and then nothing on Christmas Eve nor New Year's Eve. So we'll take 2 weeks off and then we'll be back for January like 6th or so. So yeah. Cool. All right. Well,
Yeah.
good to see everyone and see you guys next week. Take care.
See you. Looking forward.
Thanks,
Cheers.
man. Cheers.
Bye bye.
I see
Bye.
you.